Welcome back. Time now for Nanos on the numbers. This week, we look back at 2016 and ahead to 2017 to see if the Trudeau honeymoon will continue. Let's go to Ottawa. CTV's John Martin gets the numbers from pollster Nick Nanos. Don.
Thanks very much. Well, Nick Nanos on the numbers is here. Honeymoon, honeymoon, honeymoon. I'm sick of seeing these numbers. It's always been the same. It's been all year round, numbers going up and up and up.
I think there'll probably be some change in 2017. How's that?
Well, let's look at what's happening right now before we look at what's happening in 2017.
Sure.
How good is it?
Well, 2017 was a banner year for the Liberals writ large. You can see when you look at the Nanos Party Power Index, which rolls up ballot preferences, impressions of the leaders, who people would consider voting for, you can see that the Liberals had an exceptional year. Actually, the best year that they've had ever since we've been doing tracking on this measure.
How long is that? Since electricity was invented? Or?
No, not quite, but
okay.
It's basically about 3 to 4 years since we've had the index. And the other interesting thing is that when you look at the scores or the brand strength of the NDP and the Conservatives, they're about the same, but they're still quite, I guess, political height. They're a little shorter on the political height
That's
scale.
That's a pretty dramatic difference when you graph it like that. So
well, a lot of that has to do with the leadership. Leadership's part of this, and both the Conservatives and the New Democrats have interim leaders, and their numbers are probably going to be in the doldrums here until they can firm up not just the brand, not just the policy, but who is going to lead both of those political tribes.
I know you haven't done it as part of this index, but if an election was held with these numbers, what would the House of Commons look like? Be swamped with Liberals?
Yes, there would be a much bigger Liberal majority if the election were held today. The good news for everyone except the Liberals is the election is not today. So
3 years of counting. Okay, let's look at the national ballot. This is where we're getting closer to people thinking about voting, hypothetically speaking. What do you see there?
Well, in the latest Nanos tracking that we've just released, the Liberals are at 44% nationally, followed by the Conservatives at 27%, the New Democrats at 17%, the Green at 6%. And you can see for the Liberals, they're doing better than their election showing in the latest round of Nanos tracking, and the Conservatives are doing worse. The other thing is, check out those Green and NDP numbers.
Yeah.
The Green Party is doing a little better than they were during the election, and the NDP are flat, a little down.
Given that both the Conservatives and NDPs have lost leaders and they've been sitting in the House sort of dealing with the honeymoon, that's not a catastrophic loss of support,
No, it's not.
Is it?
And you have to remember that for the Conservatives, this is with a leader, with Stephen Harper, who was the incumbent Prime Minister. So I guess if we were to figure out a Harper factor, it's 5%, right?
All right. Now let's look at the faint hope clause in your polling for the NDP and the Conservatives, not for the direction of the country, not going the way Justin Trudeau was selling it in the election. I'm going to put all this infrastructure stimulus in, and the middle class is going to do better, and the child benefit's going to help everyone. That doesn't look like that's the way the public sees it.
Yeah, you know what? This is a sneak peek at a survey that we're going to be releasing in the next week or so with the IRPP. For the last number of years, we've been tracking whether Canadians believe that the country is moving in the right or wrong direction. And when you look at these numbers, coming off the Liberal win, 63%, a whopping 63% of Canadians thought the country was moving in the right direction. Fast forward to a year later under Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister, and it's down 9 points. It speaks to the environment where the Liberal numbers are still strong in the ballot box, but there's some disappointment there, even with the people that are still sticking with the Liberals, in that they're not as happy as they were a year ago coming off the Liberal win.
Well, still, when you look at 2012, 13, 14, it's quite a bit higher in 16. It almost looks like an artificial blip in 15.
Yeah, well, it's the actually, all of those big blips are post-election. So, the post-election bump for Trudeau is similar to Harper. But the key takeaway here is that his ballot numbers still remain strong, but his right track numbers are going down. And right track is one of the key indicators on a go-forward basis.
Quick thought, we're in our last minute of the year with you and me together on this particular segment, but what do you see? Is 2017 the year the honeymoon goes into marriage counseling, or what?
I think the key event in 2017, the key first event, is going to be the budget. If the deficit goes up, if unemployment goes up, if the economy goes down, it'll be bad news for the Liberals, because for a lot of Canadians, they look at the economy, and when the economy's not going well, they get very grumpy. And then coming off of that, it'll be the leadership for the Conservative and the NDP. So there'll be a number of turbulent moments that I'm sure the Liberals are going to try to avoid come 2017.
Okay, and Trudeau, if Trudeau goes up any higher than this, will you eat your hat again?
No.
No.
How's that? Sorry, Don.
Thanks, Nanos. Have a great holiday. We'll see you in 2017.
You too, Don.
All right.